Maybe I'm pushing the.
So we went up.
Sorry, I've been muted. I can't realize I've been muted the whole time.
Yeah,
I was saying some very interesting things, but then I realized I'm only talking to myself here. Anyhow, I hope you can all hear me. I'm seeing a very impressive picture. It's I see Deepal in Mumbai and a great group of students. I see Nilüfer and a great group over there in Istanbul. I see, well, Maria and people in New York. Ah, that's Denise over there in Istanbul. Yes, very good. I see Gerardo and our folks over there in New York. And you see me here now in Barcelona, where we have some students trickling back in from this morning's data capture session. So first and foremost, I want to welcome everybody. We're going to have a few more people joining us along the way. Ferran is still about to connect. Lima is waking up and just getting online here in a little bit. So we'll have everybody joining us very soon. I would like to have everybody at some point say hi, and I'm going to give them the presentership, I don't know, privilege here in WebEx, so they can, so they can eventually present who they are, what they're doing, and just a little bit of that. I just wanted to discuss here very quickly the premise of the program. As we know, we have a very generic, maybe not generic, but very general brief that all of us have somehow specified based on where we are in the world, the kind of things that we're interested in looking at. So I think this is really what's going to be the most interesting part of the 2 weeks together. I just wanted to start off with a quick couple of slides. It's just a few thoughts, a few ideas. Again, very, let's say, superficial, but eventually it's a way to just introduce at least the premise, at least of what is in our heads over here in Barcelona, and hopefully some of the things that we're going to start to discuss together. Okay. I should probably, well, I would show you the students, except they're not here. So as they come in, I'll show them as well. So something interesting has happened in the evolution of cities. Eventually, where we are today, cities are massive energy consumers, but in a sense, they produce very little. If we're thinking of the four main areas that we consider important to self-sufficiency, which is the production of food, the production of energy, the production of knowledge, and the production of objects, cities rank very high in the production of knowledge, but in terms of the production of other elements, this has, for various positive and negative reasons, been sort of taken out of our mass populated areas. Basically, and London played with this a little bit at the turn of the century, but we essentially wanted to remove the pollution and the pollutants from where we have a lot of people. Makes sense, smart, it's not a bad idea. But even if we move things away from populated areas, we see, and with recent kind of disaster in Fukushima, we still see that urbanized areas are affected, no matter how we separate the production of energy with our environment. So I don't want so much to focus on these kind of things. I want to focus on the opportunities that we actually have, and just some very basic and very almost, let's say, just easy to grasp, is actually just based on the topology of our cities. We have an incredible amount of surface area that we don't use, compared to a field where many, solar arrays are located. Actually, Manhattan, for example, has a great amount of solar potential surface area. Of course, there's a lot of shadowing issues, but I guess what I'm saying here is that it's not so much about looking at the negative aspects of what's going on, instead trying to recognize what are the opportunities that exist and the opportunities that we can create in our urban environments to have them be more productive. Already, we have a great opportunity in terms of the amount of surface area. We also have a great opportunity in the fact that there's so many people that can come together and do things. And already we start to see a lot of examples like this. So, I mean, basically, mainly in Barcelona, and I mean, this is also open to everybody else, we're focusing on the production of energy, food, objects, and knowledge as kind of the four main elements we want to, let's say, propose for our project. And more, before, I don't know, instead of keeping on discussing, I think it's just better to hand the mic over to all the other locations that we have in the world. So starting with Mumbai, we have a great group led by Deepal Chaya and Atay Chaya, Tehran, which should be coming online pretty soon here. We have a couple of IAAC alumni who are starting the Fab Lab Tehran, and they've decided to join us as well in this adventure. In Istanbul, after many discussions with Nilüfer Tawfikoglu, we have a great initiative from her team, and they're working with Istanbul Technical University as well as some other partners. And actually, one thing that's interesting to note about the Istanbul group is that they've already done a few workshops, actually, sort of, to collect information, to really define these next 2 weeks pretty well. So they've done a really great job so far, and I'm looking forward to seeing more of the work from there. Here in Barcelona, well, this is where we're coming from. In New York City, we've partnered with Maria Ayalova and Joaquim Mitchell of Terraform One. They actually have their own summer program called One Lab, and they started the 1st of July, the summer program. And so we're kind of inserting a couple of students there for the 2 weeks with one of our favorite alumni, well, one of my favorite alumni because I've worked with him before, but Berardo Matalucci, who runs Ecomaterico. He's also doing his PhD at the moment. So very excited to be able to collaborate with him over there, and Maria and Joaquim in New York City. And finally, we'll be coming online soon, but Benito Juarez has been starting the Fab Lab Peru in Lima, and he's put together a great team. Actually, this is coinciding with the Fab Fest, which is a festival of Fab Labs in South America. So this is also a great occasion. So maybe I think what would be best to do now is to perhaps pass the microphone over to Mumbai. What do you say, Mumbai? You wanna? I'm gonna make you presenters. Or actually, if you want to just start talking, I'll mute my microphone, and you can introduce yourselves. I'll make you the presenters here.
Hello, everybody. Can you hear me now? Luis?
Yes.
Yeah, you can hear?
Yes, we can hear you very well.
Yeah, okay. I'm Deepal. I'm a faculty at BSSA. And we have exciting group of students here waiting to be a part of this venture. We did, in 2010, I think it was, we did a collaboration with y'all, and that was really great. So we're really interested in doing this with y'all and all the other schools involved. We are an undergraduate school in Mumbai, and we are at this kind of a place where it's suburban, but the entire city has kind of grown around us. So we are in this interesting mix in Mumbai. So we are almost, you can say, in the heart of Mumbai, because the heart is shifted from the south to north, where we are. So it's a very interesting place where we are at. And as a school agenda, we have been looking at design intentions at various scales. and how we can actually, it can be a multi-scale approach we've been looking at for the last 5 years, and we want to see how we can actually, see it in our city. So we've been trying a lot of projects for the last 5 years to actually see how our design approaches can be used in the city. And it's been quite exciting so far. So it's nice to be a part of it.
Yeah, one thing to note is that you also worked with us 2 years ago
Yes.
for the summer school. So this is exciting that you guys have faith in the project and are joining us again. So this is very exciting.
Absolutely. I'll just pass it over to Akshay.
Hello everyone, I'm Akshay. I'm also faculty here at PSSA, and I think people kind of about most of the things what we do here. It's a young school, and it's an experimental school, and we try out a lot of different processes at a lot of different scales, and it's exciting to be here as a part of this group. I can briefly tell you all what our project is revolving around. As she mentioned, we are in, so to say, the suburbs of Mumbai, but it's not like any other suburban development. It's very much a part, and it's very much integrated with the city itself. And our project kind of stems from infrastructure and how the new infrastructure is kind of cropping up all over Mumbai in the form of roads, rails, metro lines, metro links. And we are kind of talking about this one new metro link which is about to start at the end of this year, which is going to connect two suburbs which are at two extremities of the city. And we're going to talk about how it's going to affect the suburb where we'll be studying, which is a kind of almost fairly dormant for the last 20-25 years. But because of this new metro line, there is going to be a massive infrastructure in terms of residential and commercial development. And since it's a new beginning, so to say, and a change for the suburbs, we're going to take the opportunity to see how probably new technologies can talk about a new culture evolving in this part of the city, which can be more sustainable and which can be self-sufficient in terms of it producing most of what it needs. Because it's going to be a huge influx of people and a huge influx of development, in those senses. So we're going to talk about the effect of this new infrastructure affecting the suburb in Mumbai. And yeah, hopefully I think you'll see the slides and the images of what we are trying to study in the coming days. So yeah, good to be part of this. And
very
yeah, we have the, yeah, sorry.
I was going to say very interesting, Trey. And actually, yeah, now we have all of our students here. That's Aditi. She just spoke to.
Hi, Alexi.
Actually, I was going to say that I was reading a really fascinating article that I'm going to pass on to you, dealing with the energy consumption of public transportation systems, which I think could be interesting for the discussion. So I'm going to pass now the microphone over to Istanbul. Istanbul, I'm going to make you guys the presenters. And I hope you will introduce yourselves and let us know a little bit about what's going on.
Hello. Is our voice coming over well?
We hear you very well, yes.
Great. I am Nilüfer Kurtukoğlu. I'm organizing this with the wonderful group of people. We are very happy to initiate IAAC School in Istanbul. I'm going to first transfer the word to IAAC alumni here on my right-hand side, Amy, and then to my collaborators here, Bultu and Mehmet, to describe you the so far, what we have done so far. Hi, Rich. Do you hear me? Is my voice coming out?
Sorry, we're muting the microphone, so there's no feedback yet.
Okay, perfect. Well, it's the first day of the workshop. We had like before 3 more workshops on working in ITU, IAAC campus. We started with collecting data from the campus. We played around with sensors.
Denise, one second, sorry. Is it possible to speak a little closer to the microphone? Is there a microphone nearby? Apologies. It's just
Okay, hi.
all right.
Okay, this is the first day of the summer school, but as a group, we've been gathering since a long time, of course. We did 3 workshops before the summer school, and we are going to work in ITU campuses and focus on IAAC throughout this workshop. And we started collecting data with sensor boxes in ITU, so students get to know and start working with the sensors and these kind of things. And then we jump to, after this, taking this data and data visualization. And then we actually started working on taking this data and try to see what's going on with what's happening with the geometry. So people started working in Rhino and Grasshopper. So I can pass on.
Hi everyone. It's good that we are all sharing the same ambition about producing anything. So it seems that apparently we have the same focus with Barcelona. We have been working on some sort of algae production. So this will cover the energy efficiency part of the productivity. And we have also worked on hydroponic systems. So hopefully we will also be producing food. In terms of the object that we're going to design will be an adaptive one, so it's going to be inserted onto the nodes that is a part of the network in the IAAC campus. As you have, okay, nobody has it. Okay, so we will be designing some sort of a bicycle network for IAAC campus and interested on the specific nodes where the outcome of the workshop is going to be.